What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sub Podcast, episode 120. I am one of your hosts, Chris Cheney. Across from me, virtually, we have Luke Trevisi and Lawrence Loach. What's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
Chilling.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Yo, I got my hair cut and shit. Feeling nice. Feeling
Hope
good.
you're jealous.
Yeah, man. You guys, I mean, for not having a haircut for 4 months, you guys look pretty good, though.
Thank you.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. I've had some work done to my face, but yeah, for the most part, yeah, I haven't had a haircut for 4 months.
Yeah, luckily my mother is a hairdresser, so when I went back home after I heard I had the antibodies, it was I got at the whip and I was like, we going to the shop. I need a cut.
Well,
So,
good for you. Good for you. I'm
Thanks,
glad you got a haircut, man. That's awesome, man. So, we got a lot to talk about this week, man.
Yes.
A lot of stuff happened.
I got my unfortunately, you were not selected to participate in this $10,000 lottery.
Yeah.
Jordan ones.
Collectively the biggest L I think that's been given in the sneaker community since its conception. 5 million people tried to enter a raffle, and probably 5 million didn't get a winning selection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they started, when you start doing the math and stuff, there was like 5,000 pairs given out to friends and family, seeded pairs. You got, what you have, 8,000 other pairs. So it's basically like 13,000 pairs in the wild for 5 million people. And, obviously a lot of those were, some of those were bot users, I'm sure, who jigged the code. So I'm sure it wasn't 5 million people,
right.
But I am definitely thinking it was at least 2 to 3 million people who probably legitimate, who entered that raffle.
2,987,000 L's.
Yeah, of course, man.
Something to think about.
We talked about it last week, but I really feel like I feel like this isn't designed. This sneaker was never designed for the average Joe.
No.
Right.
Even in the majority of the average Joes who even won the raffle, the first thing that they're thinking is, shit, I just came up on basically 10, 15K.
Yeah, I
just paid rent for a year.
I saw on the on the reselling page for on Facebook, somebody won a pair of the highs, and then somebody commented, "You're the king now, bro. It's like balls in your court, No more L's for you, king."
The one sort of minuscule plug I had toward these, which is my friend who works there, he was like, "Bro, there's no fucking way I'm not even getting them. No one at work's getting them."
So we had Shotty up next on last week, and he is friends with one of the managers of the Dior store in Soho.
Guys,
and
I'm sorry, not to cut you off. There's like a lot of noise, like someone's like got an alarm going off, or
that might be me. Let me fix it real quick. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, sure, you got it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. No, because I kept hearing it. And I'm like, I don't want the listeners to.
No, yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely. He probably just had like a fan on or something.
Was that
riveting content?
Well, you just had like a fan on or something?
I did.
Nailed it. See, Lawrence?
Yeah.
You're better than me.
No, it's all good. I just heard it now.
Talking about Shotty, Dior store.
Yeah. He knew what do you call it? He knew Paris at the Dior store, and he was like, "Bro, it's not happening."
Yeah.
Nobody's winning these. There's like a collective list of like $100,000 clients before the raffle came out that were like they were going to be able to get them, and that changed too. So nobody's getting them.
Yeah, well, we talked about this in the last episode, where obviously it's good to have a connect, but at the same time, it's even having a connect, it's not going to guarantee you a pair. It definitely comes down to how much money you're spending at the store that will allow you to have a shot at these sneakers. Now, obviously, there are a lot of consumers of Dior who got these, and obviously they're going to keep them. And then you have the pairs that are seated to the celebrities and, you know, the VIPs. And then to the remainder of the people, like you said, there some may keep, but the majority of these people are selling these sneakers. So it gets me thinking, like, how high, because everyone's saying right now 10 to 15K, but it's like, how high will these legitimately go? I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to watch.
they could go up to 25.
I'm going to pull them up on StockX so we can see in real time here.
I'm very intrigued by Dior making a Jordan for $2,000 when the majority of their sneakers they go for like $1,000, $8 to, you know.
Oh, that's a good point.
I thought that was very very interesting to me. And I feel like the shoe itself is not I'm sure the quality is going to be amazing. And
I mean, bro, it has to be. I mean, you saw Witherspoon in that interview, like, just gushing over the quality of it. I mean, yeah, on average right now, it's about 15K, I would say.
So now we're talking, you know, once again, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but I think it's either one of those things where you sell immediately when you get, or you're holding for 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, once again, after a certain amount of time, like, I feel like if you're like, all right, I'm going to cash out in maybe 6 to a year, I think people are going to buy. The ones who really want the shoe are going to buy. And then it's like, what's the market on a $15,000 sneaker? Like, how many people are legitimately dropping 15K on a shoe?
It's true. Not many.
Yeah, I want to see how much this is going to be later, because I think this is going to be one of those ones where it's like you said, maybe like 5 to 7 years later, like it probably was going to double. It'd probably be like a $30,000 shoe. If you look at the other shoes within that price range now, it's only because they're so old.
Right.
Like this is one of those sneakers that, yeah, like you want to sell or rock immediately for the hard flex. And they're going to get fucked up quick if you're trying to flex them now, especially if you're not like a sneaker guy. You know what I mean? Any regular celebrity who wanted a pair of these just to flex isn't going to treat them like how we would treat them.
They're going to crease them immediately.
Beat the shit out of them, dude. So, which, if you think about it like that, then immediately cut the stock list in half of like ones that are purchasable 5 years from now. Right.
So, like, dead stock pairs, you're looking at maybe 4,000 maybe, right?
Yeah,
in 5 years.
Of what? 4,000? Oh, how many dead stock pairs there'll be? You know, I think it's weird because I mean, how many people are genuinely wearing these? I don't even think you cut that in half. Most people are going to, obviously, the majority of people who get them are going to look to sell these. And I think even the people who purchase, you know, you have a lot of people who look at it like on some, let me cash out a lot of people and let me pay for them now because they'll want to sell them in years too.
Yeah.
When you get a shoe like this, I mean, I don't really see, because it almost comes down to, where are you wearing these to? How many people are really just like, you know, I think that's why a sneaker like this, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but I think you're going to see the market, a lot of fakes, people will definitely tend to gravitate towards, because if you don't, you're not going to spend, you know, 5 figures for a sneaker, but people will say, hey, I'll buy a good pair of fakes, you know, or I'll buy fakes of the shoe. It's really hard it's hard for me to tell. And I also feel like, I feel like, where are people going to sell these at? And that's another thing too, because with everything that's going on, or everything that's happened with Flight Club, it used to be very simple. It was, you would get the shoe, you would drop it off at Flight Club, and call it a day. Now you're putting it in the hands of, you know, Flight Club. You may not take them to, you may deal with StockX. It's like, I don't know, like, how many people are really out there on StockX who want to spend $13K for a pair of shoes.
When was the last sale?
Last sale was 15K.
When was it though?
Oh, I don't know. Does it tell you? Does it say that?
Yeah, it'll tell you.
Hold on, let me pull it back up. Maybe you guys can help me find it. I'm not familiar enough.
I'm looking at it right now. Hold on.
Oh, are you? Okay.
No,
Just
go
that
back to the main page, I believe.
just-
Scroll down. Let's see. Huh.
All right,
Not-
so I'll tell you right now. Hold on.
Oh, wait.
There you
Last
go.
sale today.
Yeah, it was 11K.
11,000. Well, I'm looking at nope, I'm looking at all sales, and we're talking today at 618. It was a size 11 that went for 11.3.
Okay.
So that's what we're looking at right now, and these are all, remember, these are all, you know, these are all like the official release is supposed to be sometime this week. I don't think, you know, they haven't, but a lot of pairs have been sold already. So
the on StockX, at least in this platform, it's saying that they've only sold 9.
But that's
So-
9.5s.
that's like a 9.5. So
Yeah.
you got to look at all the.
All sales, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, where do you get to all sales from here?
So go scroll up. Pick the all side. Yeah, there you go.
I see. I got you. Okay. Oh, so 47 sales. Sorry, listeners, about that. That was my fault. 47 sales with an average of a $2,000 pair of sneakers with the premium markup of 466%.
Quadruple your money real quick. That's nice.
That's wild. So
Good for you.
almost 50 people have spent an average of 11 grand almost.
Yeah.
That is so much money just in that small amount of sales.
You know what's the craziest part? The people who sold these shoes are gonna feel like idiots in a year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
you know, I don't. Here's the thing. You don't know, man, because I mean, a lot of people look at it as, like I said, there's either you get the quick flip, you know, you get the people who are like, I need them now. I need to get my pair, or you're holding for years. I mean, you know, we see, like, when something starts out this high, there's not many people that are continuously willing to pay. You need to get the buyers who are willing to spend that
Right.
money.
It's like when you're trying to sell art, you know.
Yeah.
I can't really. I don't have any experience with selling high-end sneakers. So I'll have to just defer to you, Lawrence, and your expensive ass fucking shoes.
I honestly, and like I said, I
Because
mean,
you've had some experiences, right?
I've sold some sneakers for, you know, for 4 figures. I've never sold anything for 5 figures, but I mean, you know, a lot of times it was, to me, pre-COVID, it was simple for me. It was you try to make the most money. You put them in Flight Club, and you let Flight Club do the dirty work. They get their 20%, and that's it. And I think, obviously, when you see a store like Flight Club get looted, you know, we're literally talking about, they have not reopened the New York store yet. The Los Angeles store obviously is closed. The Miami store is closed. And when people loot it, and then a lot of people are under the assumption, based on Flight Club's verbiage, that, y'all not getting y'all money. I think it caused, and now it's a distrust because it was so simple back in the days. And I also feel like I said, as this pandemic continues to, I don't know, it continues to get worse. I just don't understand, like, because celebrities would be the main people that you would target for a shoe like this.
Right.
But if celebrities,
you see like them like wearing these at like the Met Gala or something. Like,
I feel like you just would see a celebrity wearing these. Like, I don't even know if it would be the Met. They would just be wearing these, and it would be so simple when they were getting tour money. Like, when they're making appearances and they're getting money, but when their money is kind of slowing down a little bit, and some of these guys aren't the best investors, or they don't have the best financial sense. It's like, how many people are like I said, are you going to get 10K out of? Honestly, like I said, and, you know, you once again, there's rich kids out here that parents are still doing, but a lot of entertainers, I mean, and once again, a lot of these people have been seated with pairs already. It felt like I forgot who it was. He hit up Kim Jones, and he was like, "I need a pair," and it was like, all right, cool.
yeah.
Dudes are like, celebrities are getting seated. So I mean, I think it's going to be very interesting to see where this shoe goes. I still think it's a collector's piece. I think and I've said this, I think obviously we all look at it like who's wearing the shoe. I think it's a shoe that you store, but I think for $2,000 retail, it's shoe is trash for $2K.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, this is also just one of those ones where it's like in its own category. Like the mags are in their own category. Red Octobers are in their own category. It's hard to really, because there's never been a shoe like this, it's hard to put it in some of the categories that we already have built into the system. So yeah,
that's what I'm.
What? Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. That's what I'm thinking too. I mean, when you mention a shoe like a Red October, you look at how limited it was, and this shoe, Red Octobers, came out 6 years ago, so they were a 4-figure shoe. They were, $6K. Now you look at Red October, and we're talking 6 years later, after people have got their pairs, and that shoe is now double. You're talking, 15K now, 15K for that shoe. So it's one of those things where you either sell it now or you're literally holding it, and then when you're holding it, the amount of people willing to spend, unless you're getting the new money from people, it's not, not everyone's gonna buy that shoe. I feel like.
I've never bought a purse before, but the girls who tell me the difference between the fakes and like the real shit, not that like regular sneakers are the fake shit, but like that Italian leather, they say that like that shit lasts forever. So I bet that shit wears nice though. I bet it wears real nice.
You talking about this? The Dior. I think the Dior is. It's like I said. It's a solid shoe because I'm sure the quality of the leather is amazing. But when you start putting a clear bottom on the shoe, that's going to change it changes the course, the lifespan, or just the niceness of the shoe. Like, in 10 years, if it's piss yellow,
it's true.
That might be a vibe though. But, I mean, we got to wait and see. We got to see if anyone's still wearing them. Shut up, Luke. Don't laugh at my shit. We got to see if anyone's still wearing them then. Because, I mean, like, that yellow might hit with the pattern in the swoosh. That might kind of match. So you never know.
Yeah, it might get brownish.
Yeah. But, I mean, no one we know got this shoe. So, congratulations to anybody anywhere.
Got these shoes.
What happened?
Someone who?
One of my boys got these shoes.
Oh, that from that Facebook group you were mentioning? That was actually your boy?
No.
Oh.
So we talked about it on the Discord. Chris's friend.
Oh, that's right.
My friend from college, he won a pair, but he's also an influencer. He's got like 85,000 followers or some shit.
Yeah, man.
So it's like, sure, he won, but like you got to link your Instagram account,
mm-hmm.
to the raffle. So, some fuck shit was happening, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. For fucking sure. Hopefully cause I wanted to see a riot at the Dior store, but COVID fucking even took that away from me.
That's true. Did take that away from us. Speaking of fuck shit, did anybody win St. John's this weekend?
Negative, Captain.
No. And I wanted to talk about that too because I'm I don't know, man. It's dunks this year have been it's been very frustrating when you see like 4 years ago or like where dunks were and how easy it was to get. Now we're talking instant sellouts. We're talking, immediately they were 3.5 to 4 times the retail of the shoe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just different. It's just based on the conversation we've just had. This is just completely different than what we're used to. A $2,000 shoe selling for $10,000, and then a dunk selling for 4 times as much. Like no one could have even come close to predicting this, even last year.
Right.
Except the people that were already working on the shoes because of the production schedule or whatever. But it's crazy to think about it like that. And then, yeah, it's just a crazy time to live. It's just everything is befuddling everywhere you go. Every corner, you're like, how does this even make any sense? Even in sneakers.
Well, I think, like I said, it's definitely manufactured. And I sent you guys a CNN article where Nordstrom, they released the shoes. And if you've ever tried to purchase a pair of shoes on Nordstrom, especially a hype release, it's bot central. Like it's, you can get through immediately and it sells out. And Nordstrom on Thursday or Wednesday or whenever I forgot what day they released the St. John's, but they oversold. I mean, a lot of people got through, and everyone was like, "I can't believe I got through. I got through like 2 minutes later. I got through like 3 minutes later. I can't believe this." And then everyone had a feeling they were going to be cancellations, and of course they were cancellations. But it was very interesting that CNN picked up the story of Nordstrom overselling Dunks, and they put it in their business section.
Yeah,
Business section's a weird choice.
It's just proving, like, kind of what you were mentioning before, like how it's just viewed so differently. Something that I've thought about is, like, now that this is turning into, like, the financial section, like, people are looking at the money versus the actual sneakers and what the sneakers mean and what they, do for us versus the financial gain. I mean, the gap between us actually being sneaker collectors and these people seeing this as a profit margin is growing so wide that I mean, we've mentioned it before. We even titled an episode calling Streetwear is Getting Gentrified. But now it's at the point where we're not even going to be able to be ourselves a collector because people are going to use their bots to go right by past us in line. People are going to use their influence, like what we were just talking about, to get the sneakers before us who don't actually collect sneakers. They just want the flex. And then we're going to be sitting here not being able to buy the shoes we want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's already that's already happening where you look at, everything is tougher than normal. It's all, I will say that when you look at a pair of Dunks that are every Dunk this year, and I'm not even using SBs as an example for the Dunks. I'm talking about every standard Dunk from Syracuse, Kentucky, Brazil, Champs, Plums. It's been so hard to get your hands on, and I feel like it's been a manufactured hype. Based on, and we talk about it so much, but it's like it's in your face where it's like we put these Dunks in we put the right people around, that influence people to wear them, and then this is where it's at, because we still have there's the what is it, the Iowa, the Wu-Tang joints that are coming out later this year, the highs.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not like they're re-releasing everything that was obtainable years ago, and now they're doing it with so much hype that it's going to be so hard.
Yeah, and I just don't know what we even do to, like, we can't even combat it because we're not, like, nerdy enough to know how to use bots. We're not influential enough to get the shit handed to us.
We're not nerdy enough to make bots, but you can buy bots, Like,
how much is a bot, Luke? Do you know how much bots
$5K?
are? No.
Yeah, of course. You make your money back almost immediately.
Oh, okay. I guess so. But 2.5 Dior's is a lot of money.
Well, because it's like, at first it was, because I was looking into this the other day, not to buy because I can't afford it and I refuse to use bots anyway on principle. But before, when like sneakers were first starting to get like really big in the resale market around like 2010, 2011, and you first started seeing bots, it was like $2,000, and now it's been just steadily climbing, where you can still get old bots for like $2,000, $3,000. They won't work as efficiently as the new ones. The new ones are fucking crazy. Like, they're the ones that are clogging up the systems, and they get more sophisticated over time. And then the creators of these bots can keep upcharging, so it's interesting. But also, like, we have a couple of people that we know, comedians that bought bots, and they're just flexing their fucking, their shoes, and I want to smack them across the face.
I hope they bomb every show.
There's comedians that have bots?
Yeah. Do you want me to name names? I'll fucking do it right now.
I want you to, but I don't know if we should.
Fuck it. James Camacho and John Kim, I'm coming for your asses. You both fucking suck.
Yeah, Luke. You guys keep that energy.
They do.
I didn't even know these guys. I mean,
I'm not even saying as comics. We're not even gonna get into comedy. I'm just saying you stink as people. You're like going like, bro. They go online. They're on Facebook. They're like, oh, I have this video channel where I bought because it's like a great thing to invest in. It's like, fuck you. You don't care about the culture. You bought DC shoes your entire life. You fucking idiot. You don't care.
Yeah, go back and wear Etnies, you little bitch.
You little bitch. Fight me.
I don't even really know these guys.
Me neither. I don't really know them. I just see them on Facebook and it gets me mad.
wait, who's the other guy? You said Camacho and who?
John Kim?
Kim?
I think.
I don't even know. I don't even know. Maybe I think we should edit these names, but I don't know. Chris, goddamn, bro.
You're
What?
an
I'm happy to be
instigator.
back. This is funny.
This is fun.
I'll bleep them. I'll bleep them.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Fuck you guys.
I shouldn't bleep them, but I'll bleep them.
What?
Yeah,
They're not gonna listen to this.
No, I know.
Fuck it, I won't bleep them.
Who's this gonna?
I'm looking at John Kim's Instagram. He got the Spirit-Ons, and he's like anyone can enter the resale game even without fancy bots. Notification literally just popped up on my phone and bought on a $160 retail for $400 to $1,000 resale value depending on the side. Pay attention, broke ass comics. Okay, yeah. So I mean, I'm looking at him. Yeah, he definitely he seems more in it than Camacho. I don't know. I don't really see Camacho. But
Camacho posts on the buying and
Oh,
selling
I do
page
know
on
this
Facebook.
guy.
So Camacho posts on the reselling page on Facebook every now and then when he hits.
Got you.
But he's been bricking, and everybody puts on fucking laughing emojis on his posts. So I think he just disappeared.
Also, he only got 15 likes on this Got Him.
Exactly.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, listen, it's not about the likes that you get on the Gotham. But I understand what
Lawrence
you're saying.
is everything. That's everything about the Gotham.
But I can't be. Here's the thing, though. I can't be mad at him for what do they call it? For taking advantage of something that everyone does. Everyone is using, like, not everyone, but so many people are using bots now. It's like, yeah, the sneaker purist is on some fuck that. I won't use bots, but you know, the person who, like this kid or whatever, or just so many people I know, yeah, they're fucking using auto bots, bro. And it's a battle of the bots. And
fucking roll out.
And like you said, it's like, who's got the better bot? If your bot is better, then, because like you said, there's so many people who have bots at this point. It's almost like, yeah, you can have a decent bot and you can get certain things, but there's only certain dudes, I mean, that hit on, you know, Supreme because their bots is lit. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay, here, let me ask you a...
There's fireworks going on in the background. I don't know if you could peep them through my shade. It's really annoying.
Oh, I can't. That's hilarious. But let me ask you guys a question. Okay, so morally, yes, I think we're all on the same page that we're not going to, because we can't really afford it, but we're not going to go buy a bot, and we're not going to use a bot, right?
Right.
But
I don't think it's about you can't afford a bot. I think it's just more so me. It's more, well, at least I can say for me, I think it's just something I've never done. Like, I've always been pretty good. And I mean, up until now, but like, I've always had like good luck.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Say someone approaches you and goes, hey, I got a sneaker bot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'll
let you use it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, in fact, then use it?
Honestly, is this a good bot though? Is he like? Am I being charged?
It's your homie.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, yo, I just hit on this. I don't know how bots work really, but he's like, all right, you could use my bot, like whatever. He's not charging you. He's just letting you use it. You don't got to tell anybody you used it. You can John Kim it after if you want and post it and talk shit.
I mean,
do you use it?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's one of those things, man. It's like if you stay with the dinosaur method of shit, then eventually, like, you're gonna get passed by. Does that make sense?
You're gonna go extinct, baby.
And
so Luke's extinct, pretty much. That's what you're telling me. Okay, cool.
I have to stand by this. I called people out. I gotta stand by my morals at this point. On principle, I won't do it. Like, because what I do is I hold on to shit that when I win, I hold on to them. And then when there's something that comes up that I want, I'll trade my shit for them. You know?
The problem is there's no downside to using bots, right? Like some people will ban you, right? But I mean, that's why you get another bot to use another store.
There's becoming a downside. So like with a lot of the skateboard stores, we were mentioning this on episodes before with like not the Chunkies, but I think another pair of shoes where you would start to see the stores would make fake pages for the bots to go attack. And when the bots attack them, it clearly says no refunds. So you're getting charged. So you'll be charged for those shoes. And sometimes at a clip of like 6 or 7, you know? So you'll be charged like $700 on shoes, and it'd be like, look, it says no refunds. And if you're stupid enough to buy it. I love that. Right, that's what I'm saying. So I think we're seeing more of that happen, where there's going to be combating, at least from local stores. There's going to be combating with the bots. So there is a little bit of a downside right now. As the retail side evolves, maybe we'll see more of like a strike on them. But who knows? You're right. As of right now, that's like a very minor like road bump that you'll run into every now and then, is that, oh, I'll lose $500 to $700 on this store, but I'll make it back on the 6 other pairs that I won from 6 other stores across the country, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these stores, don't have bot protection, or they don't even do that because they don't give a fuck. It's like the product is still being sold.
Right.
The store is still getting their money.
Yeah.
We can complain you see people complain all the time. It's not fair. But it's like the product is still, the stores are getting paid. So it's not like one of those things where it's like, oh man, like we got to do the right thing. Some stores, some of these stores do. They try, but a lot of these stores don't care enough to put the proper implementation in place where, you look at a site, like you look at Jerry Lorenzo's Fear of God site. Mm-hmm. They announced, and granted, they may only have a few pair like Fear of God sneakers on their website. But I remember a couple of weeks ago, they sold a George Floyd memorial T-shirt with all the logo.
Instead of the FG, it said GF, all the logos on the back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you look at something like that, it's like, okay, you may, you for whatever reason, obviously you want that shirt, but you have no chance in hell because because the people have the bots, and Fear of God is not like, well, let's do something for the people. Let's figure out a way. And they're just like, fuck it. We're selling out in 30 seconds.
Right.
You have a problem. I remember any Shopify site is getting hammered. Kith gets hammered, bro. Like all these like stores get hammered. Nike is always, when people are like, all right, when they do the Leo method of selling shit, let everyone in, or let everyone order. It's people, the bots, they're putting in hundreds of orders, and it's a dirty game.
It. Yeah,
I think it's a good sign of when you can trust a place that tries to prevent bots. It's an authenticity thing.
It's a character thing more than anything else, Yeah,
and if you notice, like you said, skate shops were the first one to do it, who originally started this whole shit.
Yeah.
Well, skate shops are very unique in a sense that they're very small. They're very small, and they started out as underground type of stores, and they're able to kind of cater and pull these type of like things where. But for the most part, a lot of retail stores, man, fuck that. Real quick, KAWS did a great raffle. They do great things where they have you put your card in and information, and it's a quick maybe 5-minute raffle. But a lot of these stores, fuck that, you're shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's funny because like they really have to keep it internet present, because like we covered them before, like the in-person drops. It was stores that like made you walk out with them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you were going to sell them, that you had to say they were worn. Like there was measurements being taken, but like now that we're all like stuck inside, have to buy online, man. Yeah, like these bots are just gonna fucking
Just winning.
Yeah, Shopify. That's hilarious that Kith is a Shopify shop. I don't know why I think that's funny, but it's very funny.
It's goofy. It's real goofy of them. You know, you would expect them to run their own engine, but
yeah,
whatever.
but also, actually, this kind of goes to because we've spoken about Kith in a couple different ways, and one of them was in how authentic they are and what they represent. And if they're not helping, none of this shit, it just goes to show like a lot of these brands that don't give a shit really don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Nike doesn't even like Nike's the biggest culprit of that, and they're at the head of the entire thing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
they don't really care. All they care is that their sneakers are selling. That's why, you know, when CNN picks up that story, like you said, El, before we started, it's like they don't care. It just shows the investors, look, people are still trying to buy our shit. You know,
That's what it is. That's what it comes down to. It's the bottom line with a lot of stores. So when you're like, all right, my moral compass won't allow me to purchase a bot, it's like, well, then you're gonna suffer. Like, you know, it's not
It's
the old
true.
days of you know, kind of being able to get into a store or develop that relationship or have a plug. Most of the time now, everything is that fucking, you know, it's how much of a
Luke,
competitive
just
advantage.
try to become the best Ewing collector that's ever existed. Because
I already
without a
am. I
bot,
have
that's
2 pairs. I already am.
without the help of bots, you're only getting Ewings, and that's it.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. I should just be the Ewings guy.
Mhm.
Yo, just be the Ewings guy.
But they're terrible for the summer. That's my only issue. Is that they really like, you know, they look like moon boots. Like, but like during the winter, it's fine. I'm wearing all these layers. It looks fine. But when the summer, when you're wearing shorts, bro, Ewings are not the look. You know,
Mm-mm.
they're
Well, you
not the
figure
look.
it out as the best Ewing collector on planet Earth.
On planet Earth, the best Ewing
Yes.
collector. It's gonna be me, baby.
It's only you and Patrick Ewing that have that many Ewings.
I want to meet Patrick Ewing so bad.
He's a nice guy.
I'm sure he is.
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Bro, you don't stay in New York that long as a Knick without being a nice guy. You know what I mean? Like being the
Yeah.
head of the franchise for that long, dealing with New York shit without being a nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Uh,
a nice guy.
Speaking of nice guys, Kanye West is in the news.
He is.
First of all, wash us in the blood, baby. I'm ready. I'm a born again. I'm here
Are
for
you?
it. I'm here for it, baby. Oh, praise the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for it. I got Jesus.
so-
Fuck your bots. I got Jesus on my side.
Wait, so we have to be like, there's so much Kanye news right now.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about how he's going to be, how I'm voting for him? Or do you want to talk about how
Well-
him and Dr. Dre may never release this album?
Well, let's
Mhm.
start out with the musical side of Kanye first. All right?
Sure,
Let's
we can do that. The song is the song. I listened to it once. I don't know if I'll ever listen to it again, but it sounds great. I mean, because it's mixed by Dre. So I'm ready for this album. I hope it's like Yeezus gospel. That's what it seems like it's going to be. But
That's
I
what
don't
it
know.
definitely seems like.
Yeah, I don't know. The replay value is going to be great. No one's listening to Ye anymore. No one, only a couple of people listening to Kids See Ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Daytona's the only one out of that whole thing I still listen to with a side of Tiana Taylor. But if Dre's in it, I mean, it's just I don't even know what's going to come out, though, because Dr. Dre never releases shit. His last album that he came out with was for the movie, for the Compton movie.
Well,
And then
Ye's on
other
a
than
roll.
that, it was The Chronic in 2001. That's it.
The last time we saw something like this was, you know, with Pablo, like the huge release schedule where he was just dropping everything and there was like news and that was, and you know, that was a pretty consistent. I feel like Ye is way more consistent than Dre. Like obviously he's just more consistent than Dr. Dre.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Ye is way more consistent with being inconsistent. So stuff will happen, but and we all know that. But who knows how or when? Dr. Dre is consistently not releasing music because he like either falls out of love with it or he couldn't get it to where he wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Their conversations have to be crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't imagine what a conversation between those two guys is like, because you got Ye pulling one way and then Dre going another.
I could see Dr. Dre doing tricep dips the whole time.
Well, I think Dr. Dre's got his own issues with a possible loss of $400 million to his wife who filed for divorce. So I think they're definitely itching to be in the studio. But
that's why he's doing music with Ye now. That's why he's doing music with Kanye.
I mean, okay, I like where this is going.
Because what did Kanye say? In Gold Digger. We want prenup, bro. We want prenup.
We want
should have signed the prenup. And
I thought you were going to say he apologized for spilling orange juice on Dr. Dre's carpet.
No, that never.
But yeah, he did mention Gold Digger. I mean, that's a good mention.
Yes.
I like you said, I like the song. I think when him and Travis come together, they do figure out how to piece certain things together.
He had Travis preaching to God.
Yeah, bro. Praise Jesus. Jesus.
So that's what I'm saying. So he was able to get, Travis, that I think when they come together, it's always really, it's good. I don't know, man. Because I feel like Kanye, Kanye is always, he's whatever he can profit off the most now, it just feels like that's what he's running to. So it's like he can do the gospel, but before that, it's like he's the Make America Great Again hat wearing guy, and it's like, Kanye, like, whose side are you? Like, what are you like? Are you really? You're just a guy who's trying to profit off of whatever you think is hot at the time, and I think I mean I've always been able to separate the artist from the person, with Kanye, but it's like, all right, yeah, song is nice, but I just feel that if he could make America Great Again album and not get so much backlash for it, he would.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's why, even with what he tweeted out last night on Saturday, July 4th, with him running for president, it's like, dude, shut the fuck up and just honestly just make your music. Release your album. Every time he drops an album, he's saying some crazy shit to get people riled up.
Yep.
Yes.
If he runs for president, I feel like it's so selfish, and I hope people really see right through it, because we're, especially young people and people who are first-time voters or whatever, because Kanye West is very influential. Some people love his sneakers, some people love his fashion, but we can't have a guy, again, with no political experience pulling votes from Biden.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, part of the problem is that, like you said, it's going to pull votes, but the precedent of the presidency is so compromised right now that he actually, if you really think about it, is like kind of like not a bad vote, which
No,
he's going to be a
Chris. He's terrible. He's terrible fucking vote. Let's be honest. As grown men, and we're all not fucking. I've loved Kanye's for at this point almost 20 years.
I'm kidding, by the way. I'm kidding, but
yeah,
I digress.
We're both being facetious.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I mean it is. So I was having a conversation with my friend yesterday, and he was talking about Kanye presidency, and he was like, Kanye president, we're just talking about presidency in general. He's like, yo, I don't trust anybody with nukes. He was just talking about who do you want in front of the nuke button? And I did say, not nukes, but if we're talking about Nikes, I do trust Kanye. And no one really had, like, because that's what it comes to. It's like how stupid, people pick for stupid reasons. And I said that also jokingly, but no one really had an argument against it.
I mean, how are foreign leaders going to react to seeing Kanye West as president,
I mean, hopefully everyone's a dickhead in this one, so I mean, I just hope it's Biden just to get the swing of things back towards the middle.
Yeah.
But it's funny. This whole thing is just funny.
It's funny.
I think it's a problem, and
it's dangerous. I will say that it's very dangerous.
Oh, we're on the edge. I don't know what we're on the edge of, but we're on the edge, and we're teetering.
the fact that he's throwing this out there and people are so impressionable that when you can write in your candidate who you will vote for and they put Kanye West and he's pulling vote, like I said, he's pulling votes. So it's very irresponsible at this point. And I'm not sitting here and I'm not a Biden fan, but at the end of the day, there's no way we can live another 4 years.
Not with this shit. No,
not
bro.
with this shit.
All right. When I vote, it will be for blue. I don't even want to say Biden because it's not for him. It's just a blue vote.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, I'm just thinking back to when Hillary lost. It's like, but Biden's not better than Hillary.
Yeah.
Now we're getting real political right now. I was about to say, not a political podcast.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought this Streetwear podcast would have a perfect segue into politics? Well, only Kanye can do that, guys. Only Kanye can do it. Just appreciate this moment for a second. We may never talk about politics again on this show. So everybody just listen. Listeners,
okay,
enjoy it. No.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, we're not gonna get too political at all on this podcast, but I definitely agree that it's kind of irritable at this point, and I feel like that's and for our foreign listeners, because we do have a lot of foreign listeners.
We do have a lot of foreign listeners.
We do have a lot of foreign listeners. They're seeing obviously what is I would like to call the mockery years of the presidential office or whatever, the president's office, because bro, like we literally had Trump, who literally has no political experience, was able to win presidency, and now it's opened up the floodgates to the point where people are like, well, Oprah should run, or The Rock should run, or Kanye is tweeting, I'm gonna run. It's like, okay, guys, you guys have no fucking political experience.
Okay, but what if his vice president was Jay-Z, though?
All right, that's a good. So,
Watch the Throne is in the.
Watch the Throne.
Let's talk about that, guys.
Watch the Oval Office.
Who would he pick to be in his cabinet?
Who's he picking for vice president first?
Okay,
you think he's going, Jay?
Oh, wait, again, before we go into this, all right, so this is a complete, we're not serious, this is a joke, but this is going to be a fun joke. Okay. I like the idea of watching the Oval Office as the 1 and 2. Watch the Throne?
Yeah.
That's very funny.
Watch the White House, son.
Wait, so let's pick the positions, though. So we have VP, Chief of Staff, right? Secretary of Defense.
Oh, yeah. Secretary of Defense. Secretary of Foreign Affairs.
Is Chief of Staff the Secretary of Offense?
No.
Okay.
Chief of Staff is the guy who yells at everybody else to do their job.
Okay. So that's Mike Dean.
Okay. All right.
Maybe.
Who's better at yelling at other people to do stuff than Virgil Abloh?
Okay.
Come on, guys. I'm on a roll with this shit.
Okay.
Secretary of Foreign Affairs. I got Amber Rose.
No, Mos Def.
No, Amber Rose. She's just gonna give everybody head and we'll be peaceful forever.
No.
Guys, no. What are you?
All right. Maybe I've gone too far.
I think you went a little too far with that one.
Sorry, guys. I rescind my foreign affairs.
I think you got
Amber Rose giving everyone head as our.
She's the head of the head office.
No. This is gonna lose. We're gonna lose a lot of listeners for this stupid shit. But I think the guys who are gonna be in his cabinet are gonna be like Don C, Jasper, Ivan Jasper, like those type of guys. I think Virgil, possibly on some. But I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not even gonna.
Lawrence is too sad that this is happening.
No. Chappelle is in his office.
You think Chappelle is in the office? I don't think Chappelle would. I think Chappelle doesn't take the offer.
Yeah, I don't think so either, man. I don't think so. When you look at people like your vice president and why are we doing this? But when you look at your vice president, it's always a person who is, like out of left field. They're usually not someone that, can outshine they're not someone that's not going to outshine the president.
It's true. You're making a good point.
You know what I'm saying? When you look at, Obama with Biden or Pence with Trump or even, with Sarah Palin and, like these are people who with John McCain, these are people who aren't going to outshine the president. So that's how you have to look at shit. You know what I mean? You look at the Secretary of Defense, like it's interesting. I don't, like I said, I don't want to, I kind of, at first I was like, oh, this is fun, but I don't even want to play this game because if he legitimately gets on ballots and really fucks this election up, then, who knows what's going to happen. I
feel you, Al.
Yeah.
I feel
let's
you.
Let's talk.
What? No, what do you got?
Let's talk about something more positive with Kanye. Let's try to do that.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
You weren't here last week, but Chris, Luke and I, we talked about Kanye's Gap deal.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. I would love to weigh in on that.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say you didn't really talk about that. What are your thoughts, Chris?
Well, first off, as a like entrepreneurial like wannabe, like a guy who's just trying out here trying to make shit happen, for a guy to come out with a song called Spaceships and talk about how the Gap was accusing him of stealing stuff, to then get a 10-year Gap deal after already becoming a billionaire, that is just, I have never seen it come up like that. That shit is bananas. How many times there's not many people that can work at a place and then also become a major influencer. The stocks of the Gap went up crazy after that deal was announced.
Like 10%?
Yeah, and it was by the people who tried to fire him from working there however long ago.
Yeah.
30 years
So
ago.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
The Gap has never done anything smarter in their career. I can't imagine them having a better move in the history of their existence other than this one right now. I don't think the clothes are going to be that great. I think it's going to be just some YZY stuff. It's going to look plain and simple. Like, I imagine the GAP, YZY, I think it'll be a lot of flips on their core stuff. I think it won't stand the test of the 10-year deal that they have. I don't think anyone's going to care after maybe 3. But it really depends. I mean, he's managed to take that Adidas deal and really turn that out to not only break the limit barrier, like he's able to make as much as he wants, and people still buy all of them. So I don't know, but I don't see the Gap thing really lasting as long as that 10-year deal. But that is a crazy come up for them and him.
Yeah.
What was like the overall consensus that you guys spoke about last week?
Oh,
it was pretty positive.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty,
Yes, it's dope.
It's pretty cool. We're pretty happy for it. We don't think the resale is going to be too high because
there won't be.
Because he's just going to keep doing that thing where he just keeps releasing shit, and everybody will be able to get some.
Well, I think that's the Gap's model. That's all. Gap isn't. They're not let's release a bunch of limited shit. I mean, we've seen the Gap have collaboration deals with other designers. I mean, I always talk about the John Elliott deal. Yeah. And the shit was, it was reasonably priced, for Gap merchandise, and it was readily available. If if it wasn't like, it wasn't like, oh my God, this is going to sell out in 30 seconds. I mean, I've seen H&M do more limited collabs with designers that have sold out really fast. But like the Gap, I think this will be.
No, I think it's just a lot of people are going to be wearing navy hoodies. I think that's really what it's going to come down to, and it's going to say YZY. He can't really innovate over there, which I don't know if that was his end goal. Is like, because he did talk about he wanted to be like a Steve Jobs. Like, you think about the amount of people have iPhones, that he wants people wearing his stuff using the iPhone, so it's really baffling that he was like, yo, I'm gonna be this dude, and he's really becoming that guy. So you really can't take that away from him, which is why he thinks he can run for president, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
It's hard to say. It's hard to tell him no when he's doing so much. And he also watched a guy with no experience do it too. Not to bring that back to that, but yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of navy hoodies. Did you guys see his little handwritten thing that he did outside the store.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Did
very
you see
fun.
the part he added? A part where he quoted Ricky Bobby, the movie with
Talladega Nights?
yeah. I don't know what to do with my hands. Did you guys notice that?
I didn't see that. I don't.
Wait,
At the
what?
very end of it, it's talking about like, yo, the Gap, all my time, whatever. And then at the end, he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Here, let me pull it up. Hold on, cover me.
Oh my god. Fucking. Oh yeah, we could talk about NBA real quick
Yeah, of course.
because the NBA said that they're gonna allow players to have their own Black Lives Matter stuff. They're gonna be able to support that stuff. What else did we want to talk about? Well, I did want to talk about how 2K currently has Black Lives Matter stuff in their store, and what do we think of like the commercialization of the movement? You know.
Well, I think especially a game like 2K where it's a basketball game and you know obviously basketball, you know, it's definitely a sport that's dominated by black people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind, especially they did some tributes online where you couldn't play for a couple hours for, you know, the George Floyd Memorial. They've been very solid on that. I will say that. I think 2K as a franchise, there are certain things that are very frustrating when you play that game in terms of the way they try to monetize their, you know, in terms of, you know, clothes and, you know, sneakers, the video game, virtual sneakers and things like that. So I don't know. I just, you know, if the money is being, I feel like if it's being monetized and the money is being donated to a proper place that's designed for, you know, black, you know, for black people to, you know, whether it's, you know, legal funds or, you know, or those type of things, I'm all for.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, wait, hold on. Just to pause this and put a button on the Yeezy Gap conversation here. I'll just read it for the people who are listening just on audio. So this is literally like a tarp that's put over. It's hold on. I'll just read it. It's a big sign here. It says, "Hi Chicago, it's Ye." This is the Gap store I used to shop at when I would drive my Nissan from the South Side. So blessed. I thank God I am so humbled at the opportunity to serve. I put my heart into every color palette and every detail. I love Tron the original. Do you like stuff? I don't know what to do with my hands. Love, YZY Yeezy.
Fuck yeah! You forgot to thank God right at the beginning.
Oh, thank God. Excuse me. Yes. So, and then you could just see also to the left there's a tweet that says Gap up 12%, which implies a $400 million bump in evaluation thanks to the deal with Kanye.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah. Okay. So not only, let's just to wrap this up because this is crazy. So
Yeah.
He worked at the Gap,
Mm-hmm.
got accused of stealing from the Gap. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then he lost that job.
Yeah.
Becomes Kanye in everything that Kanye is. Gets all the way to the point where he gets a deal with the Gap that's a 10-year deal, which is a long time. You think about like even going back to like the Scottie Pippen contract, that was 7 years, right? And that was long.
Right.
So think about 10 years. So now we're in 2030.
Oh.
To announce this, he said, I love the original, Tron the original.
Right.
Do you like stuff? I don't know what to do with my hands.
Oh my God, we're gonna get fucking NASCAR mixed with fucking futuristic shit. I don't know, bro.
I mean,
it's just gonna be crazy. 10 years? Like that really made me think about it. 2030? What's 2030 gonna look like? Are we gonna be around in 2030? Is this country gonna be around in 2030? Who
I don't
fucking
know.
knows?
Well, I mean, we'll find out this year, pretty much.
That's true. That's true.
What was I gonna say? We were on the 2K train.
Kobe, the cover, and they got the BLM stuff in the virtual store, and the NBA is going to let them actually wear some predetermined phrases.
Well, I was gonna say we do have Kobe on the cover. We also have Zion, which he's on the next generation covers. He's the next gen cover athlete, and Damian Lillard, who You know, he's an 8-year NBA, 8-9 year guy, and he's fucking amazing.
Mhm.
I was gonna say there's been a lot of talk about Zion getting the cover after only playing like 19 games so far.
Right.
And you know how LeBron had to wait basically 10 years before he got an NBA 2K cover, and you know, and so many other guys that haven't been on the cover of NBA 2K. I don't know, man. I'm very intrigued. I think 2K is. I play that game a lot, and it's kind of, you know, this year has been really trash. But yeah, I mean, obviously everyone knew Kobe was getting a cover.
Yeah.
Very, you know, very sad to see. People are already complaining about the way that, you know, I feel like you have to buy the next gen or the $99 version to get a free upgrade on the $60. Like 2K is basically, like you said, they're monetizing this game, and
Yeah.
they better make some upgrades.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you're selling BLM stuff and not giving a black company. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If they're doing that, I haven't looked into it where the proceeds are going for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I don't like that the deluxe edition is the cover that gets the Kobe, because if you remember, like 2K13, the cover was Michael Jordan. That was like the Jordan where you could play all the Jordan games. Do you remember that one?
Of course, there was it was 2K, I think 11 and
Or
12.
Yeah.
There was 2 years Jordan was on the cover of 2K back to back.
It might have been 12 that I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
But
2K12. Mm-hmm.
But like, come on, man. You know, I know like Kobe was the cover in 2K10 because that was like my first like real experience playing with 2K. Was that game, and then like people, come on, man. This is what people want. People want Kobe on the cover. You know.
I also feel like, well, the last few years 2K's been doing like the Legends covers, so like Dwayne Wade's on. So I you know, listen. I'm not that part. I understand. I mean, you know, I think regardless to what they know, that the Kobe cover is gonna sell. So like it's gonna just like there's not a you know, I don't know. People like Dame, great. Zion, great, but everyone's buying that Kobe cover.
Everybody's buying that Kobe cover. It's legendary, man. It's so cool.
I mean, they're putting a lot of stock on Zion. I mean,
it's a little crazy, like, you know.
But he's marketable. He's supposed to be the next big thing. I mean, granted, you know, I mean, I would love to see a guy like John Morant be on the cover, you know, for the next gen, or like Luka. But Luka's gonna be on billions of covers. NBA 2K, Ja too. He's gonna get a cover one day. You know, this is the PlayStation 5, Xbox. What is this? What's the name of the new Xbox?
I don't know.
What's it? Scarlet Xbox. What is it? Chris, you know that, right? Or no?
No, I don't know. The Xbox One X times 10.
Series X.
No, what's the
Series X.
Oh, Series X. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and these are, you know, so it's the next gen. So I think, you know, put a Zion on it makes sense. We shall see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think Luka would have been a better choice, just because he's played more games.
Of course.
You know.
I also love the fact. Oh no, go Luke.
I just find it weird that like you guys have been saying, he's only played 19 games. He was seriously injured when he was playing in the NCAA. Like, you know, what can he do now? Like, we don't know anymore. There's like you're putting a lot of stock in this player that, like, all respect to him. Get paid, brother. You know, get paid while you still can. You know, but it's like it's just a weird choice. You know.
Yep.
No, but I am happy that the NBA is like giving the okay to the players to wear some of this stuff during the games and on the jersey and all that other shit. So like they don't have to. There's not going to be some like NFL type bullshit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Even the NFL, they're going to play like the Black national anthem during the beginning of those games, which is cool. Mm-hmm. I feel like they're going to. I'm in the middle of the season. I feel like the NFL is going to start pulling some bullshit again.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they're going to start off with it nice and then kind of let it fade off and then pull some bullshit. But NBA, always been on the right side of this shit for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And and that's if we get an NFL season. That's if we get an NBA season. I mean, all this shit is, every day it's something different. So
Up in the air, baby. Who knows?
Yeah, man.
Who knows?
How about we put a zip tie on this with Pop Smoke?
Sure.
yeah.
So of
Who back,
course,
baby?
Pop Smoke's Rest in Peace album drops Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen this much support for an artist in a long time, by the way. Living or dead, circumstance, whatever it is. Dude, I can't go outside without hearing this album, and it's great.
Bro, yeah.
Mhm.
Everybody fucks with Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone's, it's one of those tragic losses, and where you could see that someone was really talented and had a different sound, and people fucked with it a lot, and to be tragically killed like that at what 20? How I forgot it was.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So
I listened to it a couple times through. I wouldn't say drill is necessarily like my go-to genre of rap, but I do love when that energy is on a track. So
Yeah.
he, like himself, is so good at making me want to commit violent acts that it outdoes like my like I'm not into drill, but I'm into that shit. So that's, dude,
Yeah.
put that kind of energy on any sort of track, and I'm fucking all about it. Well, we should go over the cover, because the cover is probably the funniest thing about this.
Yeah. I feel like you want to go into it.
I know. I was gonna say I'm with you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I don't know if everyone's aware of how many album covers that Virgil's actually worked on. But he's worked on a lot.
You surprised me when you brought that up. Like, I didn't realize how many covers he's worked on.
He's worked on a lot. He worked on Uzi Verts that had I think it was 2013. It was like the first time I really saw Off-White.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, I knew of Off-White, but I didn't know it like that. He had the Off-White tape. So, I mean, he was doing the quotation thing a while ago, so it's hard to kind of take that away from him. But he did My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah.
And I'll put an asterisk on it. He didn't do these. He worked on them. He gets like an EP credit. So what happens when you're you're a major, these types of projects that have a lot of money and a lot of influence into them, a lot of people get to work on one thing. So a lot of these covers that he's involved in, there's like 6 other people that worked on them, right? So basically it's like an EP credit on this. Watch the Throne. There's a bunch of them. But this is the only one that he himself sort of said that he did. And it's by far one of the worst album covers I've ever seen in my entire life. He basically took, if you Google Pop Smoke, okay, it's the image that he used is the first image. He didn't look for another image. He didn't try to find, he didn't get something from the fucking camp. He just Google Pop Smoke, grab that image. And it looks like he took What a Time to Be Alive, put that shit on top of it, and then added some weird barbed wire at an angle. Bro, this shit is the most garbage fucking album cover I saw. I mean, the one that actually came out, that just the black rose, the black background with the chrome rose, that's cool. I'm down with that. But the shit Virgil did is garbage, which kind of backs me up on the fact that he really can't do shit himself.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, at first I was kind of skeptical of what you were saying. And then I looked at once you had mentioned that he had done other covers, and I started looking at the other covers, I'm like, this is just too much of a stark difference from everything else that he's done so far. You know?
Look, okay, so I'm trying to think of the other ones he did. He gets credited with a lot of good stuff. Long Live ASAP. ASAP's first album he touched. He's done a lot of Kanye with Yeezus. Where are the other ones?
He did Pray for Paris with West Side Gun's album.
Oh yeah, yes. Which
that one's gorgeous.
I hope they back away from it, because Griselda as a whole loves Virgil, but I think they only like him because of his current popularity. I think they got to separate from him because they already got enough saying they want him to write brick on their brick. Like, bro, Virgil's been fucking up lately. Like, get away from that. Like, you know what I mean?
I was gonna say Virgil's definitely he's definitely between this and the money donating and like in the whole thing with Witherspoon, he's been having an interesting 2020, and I think that whole honeymoon phase where people just anything he did was perfect. I think it's definitely coming to an end with him. I think he doesn't have like his thing. A lot of things are being scrutinized that he does a lot heavier than previous. He was able to just put quotations around shit and people be like, yo, this guy is fucking great.
Right.
But he's starting to slightly get exposed.
I mean, so we all know the tweet from like 2012 where he says design's the freshest scam. Mm-hmm. And I know what he means by that. Or at least I think I know what he means by that. So as an artist and as a person who tries to like me, myself, be my own, and I'm trying to be my own boss. I suck at it, but I'm getting there. You know what I mean? Like I try to do shit myself. Right. You learn the tricks of like just getting shit done. And I feel like that's what Virgil's been doing his whole career. I don't know if his execution's that great. I can't take away his eye. I think his eye is good. But when you look at stuff like the Pop Smoke cover, you're like, how did that's all you could do with your hands. You got to be standing over someone's shoulder who knows how to use the shit in order for it to really get done. Mm-hmm. Luke, did you actually Google Pop Smoke and see the photos that came up?
I did.
Isn't it literally the first photo that's right there?
It is not. But
no, fuck you.
It's up there. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, shit. No, it is the first one. You're right.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That dude's so fucking busy. He probably was like, shit, I just got to get this done. He says he had a conversation with him about it. So it was like, Pop Smoke, grab it. Bong. What did he say? All right, Concrete, Brooklyn, whatever. And then I'm not saying he grabbed the What a Time to Be Alive cover, but he definitely like looked at that and was like, okay, I'll use something like this. And then Barbed Wire, I don't know.
Smoke, because he's Pop Smoke, so I could put smoke in the background. Like,
I guarantee every artist that knows what they're talking about looked at that and was like, bro, this guy sucks.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was so much backlash from it, It was like, don't disrespect this kid's album, and a lot of, So
you're more passionate about this than either of us, and that's just because you have a graphic design background.
Yeah.
And you really wanted to touch this album.
Well, you know what it is, man? It's like, and people have DM'd me saying like, yo, your Virgil hate is crazy, which I don't think I've been that hateful towards him specifically. I just don't like the Virgil train, I think is a metaphor for people who have no taste and don't know what they're talking about, just trying to be a part of something. I mean, we've spoken about it on many different levels. Like Supreme is one version of this, where it's like you get a Supreme hat, now you think you're a hype beast and it's cool. Being a hype beast is not cool, dude.
It's the worst. It's a
wear your Supreme hat and wear it proudly because you like Supreme and what it represents, but don't do it just because you think that it's cool to do.
Right.
And that's sort of what Virgil is like. So I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm not denying his eye because the stuff he's been a part of, it's hard to argue. But just him at a computer, I'm looking at this cover and I'm like, bro, 2020 is not your year, Virgil.
Yeah, he's having a rough year.
He's having a rough one.
But unless you guys got something else, we can put a button on this.
Okay.
I'm good.
We didn't talk about the Space Hippies or the ISPA Nikes, but we'll get to that next week.
Yeah, we can talk about that next week. I missed on all of those Space Hippies.
Oh, you really wanted them too.
I did want them. Yeah,
but Nike's doing on the product innovation side. What I wanted to say about these, if you guys haven't seen them, just Google ISPA Nike, or you probably know the Space Hippie Nikes. But on the product development side, I think they're doing a really good job of kind of innovating some stuff they already had in front of them.
Yeah, I think they're trying to make a jump towards the future, and it's kind of interesting.
I mean, like, because one of those Space Hippies has that the Jordan 33 pull lace system, which is the only reason why I bought those shoes. So it's nice to see them kind of using that around.
Chris, you're hilarious. You just said we're gonna get to that next week, and you're like, you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna get to it right now.
We're done. No, we're done. We're done.
We're done.
No, I mean, if you guys are vibing, so I just was like, fuck it, you then talk.
All right,
about
fuck it. We'll keep it going.
No, now I want to end it. Now they called me out.
Nah,
No. Lawrence, what are your thoughts? Move it to Lawrence. What are your thoughts, sir?
Just more hype and more when to me when you're selling sneakers now and not many stores are open or it's everything. A lot of people feel more comfortable online. You're getting these sellouts even faster now, and Space Hippies fell under that. And once again, people saw the resale on certain models, the Space Hippie 3, and recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Recipe for disaster.
Okay, but
All right.
we can just keep it there. We don't gotta go too crazy.
Cool.
So you guys know the deal. Follow us at Not That Cheney, at Trevisus, at LZD325. Yeah, you already know. Join the Discord. Buy Becky's merch, our merch from Becky, and join the Discord. That's really it.
Awesome.
That's it.
Yeah. So unless that's it, guys, then I'll just we'll talk next week. I mean, I'll talk to you guys in between, but we'll do this again in a week, huh?
Always.
All right.
Same time, baby.
Yeah.
This was a horrible dismount. It feels like we're back to
we
when
really
we first started the
really
podcast.
fucked it up. We really picked up at the end here.
All right, guys. This is it. Goodbye. See you later.